Looks like I'm live again, y'all. I'm trying this one more time. I don't know how well this is going to work. I will apologize for the last live streams that sucked. It looks like all that's working. Baby face, can't help but smile. Hey, what can I say? I got my game on. All right, it looks like my video's choppy down there. I just can't get this thing to do what I want it to do. Alright, looks like that's working. Alright, peeps. I was trying to use my OBS, so I'm just sharing it on StreamYard. Oh, it's messed up. I'm going to my channel right now and trying to rectify this problem. I bet it's got I don't know how many live streams from that one stream. So I'm fixing to delete them all. This is ridiculous. Joseph Buck, what's going on? What's only showing it? I don't know, maybe it buffered for over 10 seconds one time, and it's only showing 2 lives went up. One of them was 13 minutes, and the other one was 13 minutes. So I might just leave them like that. I'll just have to. I'm gonna put part 2 on the second one. Give me 1 second, y'all. And I messed up and started StreamYards, and I didn't turn my OBS off, so my camera wouldn't work. And that's why I'm doing like I'm doing here. All right, that should have. Okay, exit out of that. Y'all see how messy my screen is. Well, that's good, Joseph Buck. You're gonna keep your promises. Oh man, y'all. I cannot share this the way I want it to. That's messed up. Now look, I might be able to get my camera to work. I don't know. Wait a minute, where am I at? I need to get on the StreamYard thing. Here we go. Oh, my bad. Boom, there we go. Oh, let me turn. Boom, there. According to the StreamYard, it looks like I'm moving fluently, but looking at the YouTube broadcast, it doesn't. Man, I didn't live stream for a daggone month, and it messed me up, man. I can't remember. Got Perry Taylor in the house. I was just trying to get used to streaming again. I'm about to erase everything off my tablet so I can get out there and show y'all how these trees are. I don't know if y'all can hear the music or not.
He said his greatest contribution
The StreamYard will not record the music good. Penny Bunny is in the house. Hello, Penny Bunny. Well, that's kind of weird. I'm scared to try to, if I try to turn my OBS off, I don't think the StreamYard will accept the camera. But be patient. Can we live with it like it is? Hey, everybody. Or everyone. Undoctrinated minds. Man. Where's Love Pugs at? I was over there in Richie from Boston's live today, and I don't know what she said, but it must have been political. And Richie was like, "You're out of here." I was like, "Man," and I tried to scroll up to see what happened. I didn't see it. I don't know what was said. It was political, and he blew up. What's everybody been up to? It's not going to get down to about like 48 tonight, so my poor little dog wished I had some fire going over there. I tried. The wood's kind of green. Oh, hang on, y'all. I do have coals on. All right, 'cause I see angels and they got me by the feet. Don't you cry, don't you worry. I don't get it. There must be like a high pressure or something because I've got good flow through my chimney pipe and everything. Hey, Asian traveler. But man, I open up the door and the smoke's coming out. It shouldn't. I mean, that stove's got a good draft. Joseph Buck, I don't know what happened. Her and Lisa Haven. I don't know. They must have been having a conversation between themselves. And man, he like, "I'm not gonna have that kind of talk in here." I'm like, "Oh shoot, what in the world happened?" Yeah, I usually got good draft, but man, I'm gonna tell you, I think we got a high pressure because the smoke when it's coming out of the chimney is like here's your chimney, it's coming out and going straight down. The atmosphere, man. I think it's a high pressure. And it's pressure. I got everything shut, so the high pressure's pushing back through the stove top. I can't get the fire to go. If I get the fire going, it'd start drawing right, but the wood. Asian traveler. I'm only showing 4 people in the chat, so this is about as much you're gonna grow in this channel. I hate to say it like that. Yeah, it's crazy. And then my buddy, I talked to him today. He lives behind me. He can't find any decent wood either. The wood around here is like sucks. And for some reason, I couldn't get the chat to get into the. I got Hangouts on, but I had my OBS on before I turned on Hangouts, and I could not get my OBS to capture my chat like I had it earlier. I don't know. I don't get what it's like right now. I cannot. That's the reason I'm like I am now, because I can't use the camera because I forgot and left OBS open. And I'm scared to turn it off because I don't think it'll click over. Was Flat Earth back in here? Wait a minute. What were you talking about? I don't know which way Richie believes. He was pushing Flat Earth. I don't know. The way I look at it, it doesn't affect my life one bit, whether it's flat, round, square, triangle, pie shaped. It don't matter. Concave. It doesn't affect my reality one bit from where I stand. Because I can't see the earth any more than I see it. But I can argue with the Pythagorean theory. According to that, the horizon is only 3 miles away, and I know that's a lie. Because I can see the horizon further away than that. And another problem I got, I'm not saying I'm flat earth, but when I was a kid, I thought it was until I went to school. But my deal is, all right, if the earth is round, how can you have above sea level? Because if the earth is round and you got a mountain somewhere and the sea's up here, everything's back on a round earth, wouldn't you be considered below sea level somewhere? The only way you could have sea level if everything is flat. Because there's no way, at certain points, you're going to be below that sea level if the earth is round. And then, like, Richie put out this dadgum video, and it was showing all the NASA and all that stuff, and everything, all their formulas and everything for airplanes traveling at altitude and stuff is based on a non-moving flat earth. So it makes you kind of wonder. I don't know. I'll never know. Well, thank you. I can change it up a little bit. Let me see. Let me move this around. Uh-oh. I did something to the chat then. How am I doing this? Okay. So I can change my studio mode to that. Or y'all can see how messed up I got it. Boom. I guess I could have done that. I like OBS, but I cannot get it to broadcast by itself for some reason. Right, Undoctrinated Minds. And if you think about this, there's not one reality on this earth that is the same because everybody thinks different. So therefore, there's not one reality because everybody's perception is different. Even if you found two people that think the same, but if they see a color blue and you see a color purple, but it's all the same, that's a different reality. Well, like the lunar lander, and they show them standing there by the lunar lander. If you look at that SpaceX thing that they did the little launch up, moved it over and come down, did you see how much dirt and dust that thing kicked up? But if you look at the lunar lander on the moon, it didn't mess a pebble up. It didn't even mess up a grain of sand. You know what? I could do this to make it bigger. Boom. There. What was I thinking? I wasn't, was I? Where can I move this? Okay. I need to move this. Well, okay, I can do that. Oh, water heaters are blowing up. If a water heater blows up, it's because that gum thermostat didn't cut it off, and it was gas. Well, electric to do it too. But I don't know. It's just crazy, man. Oh shoot. Oh, I need to check my battery level. Okay, I still got 20%. I use my tablet as a hotspot. And that's another reason I have problems with I don't have enough bandwidth. It didn't do nothing. But I don't know, man. I mean, I've seen how the stuff is fake, all the lunar stuff, and I'm like, man, back when I was a kid, I was all into outer space and stuff, but man, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it kind of does. I don't know if the Earth, like I said, I don't know if it's flat or round, but we live on it, and I'll still call it Earth. I just don't call it planet Earth. I just say Earth because that's what it's called in the Bible. They don't call it planet Earth. They call it. And anyhow, the guy that Pallagram's theory, and it's a theory that the Earth is round. It's a theory. A theory is an idea. It's not a fact. So who's to say? You know what I mean? It just don't make sense. None of it makes sense. I need to rearrange something. How do I want to do this? There we go. I'll put the two. Well, that don't make sense to me because you have regulators on the side of your house. If anything was to blow up, it should have blew up on the other side of the regulator that's on your house. You know, that's what those regulators are for. I used to do plumbing. It's all a scam. I remember when I was doing plumbing, we'd have a new guy in there, and like when you had to relight a hot water heater. You know that thing is going to call for heat, right? And I'd sit there and I'd tell the new guys, like, man, when you go to light up these things, it's kind of dangerous because I said, you don't know when they're going to blow or not. And I'd call them for heat. And I'd go in there to go light that light and it'd light up. And then it'd call for heat. It'd light up those burners. It'd go, I'd go, whoa! And man, they'd try to take off running. But I just don't get it, man. You got regulators on the side of the house that regulate the pressure inside the house. So if a hot water heater blew because the pressure in the main lines were too high, that means the regulator on the outside of the house ruptured. You know, the diaphragm. That gone 2 million miles. I had a car one time. I watched this 3 times. Got Page MO7 in the house. How you doing? You know, I don't think I have you. Because I don't. Welcome to John Boy's house. I do. Where have you been, Paige? I haven't seen you in a while then. I'm prescribed to you. That's what I call it. Wolf Lover done snuck up in the house. How you doing? Whew, y'all. Oh, I'm all right, Paige. Just chilling. Wonder why Dave hadn't gone live yet. Oh, there's two of me now. This behind the scenes. Y'all want to see behind the scenes? Well, I like this. Oh, I can't talk this way. Oh. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. That gum. That gum. What did he do? Shove his hand in, or I mean, that thing must have been ready to fall off. Maybe it's a good thing. Okay, Wolf Lover. Yeah, I tried to do an OBS live stream and it buffered and broke into two parts. And look, I can't even see what that says. For some reason, you'd think a Hewlett Packard computer would show emojis. I mean, it shows some of them. Like, let's see, where'd you? Okay, it's not showing smiley faces. You see that? That's weird. Yeah, I was on a month vacation. YouTube was trying to ruin my channel. I went from 51, what was it? 51.6 watch minutes a month to 51 minutes a month. It was crazy, y'all. How everybody probably gets shut down because nobody knows what to do. I mean, they used to have this thing on in your creator studio that you could check, and it said not for people under the age of 18, right? Well, now they got two things, not for kids, meaning 12 and under, and then you got the option not for 18 or above 18. I mean, I don't know, it's confused me. So I don't know, man. And then they're saying you can get like a $41,000 fine per video that violates their rules, and you know that's I can't afford. If it was $41, I'm not. Yeah. Who's that? Super Dave? Man, I'm stuck where I'm at, man. I can't get over. I'll get up. I got up to 970. Woke up the next morning. I'm down to 960. Then I got up to 966, and then it fell to 963, and then it went to 961. That was in a 24-hour period. And then I wake up and it's 665. Then it gets up to 669. Then it drops back. I mean, nine. Anyhow, I just can't get. I'm fluctuating. It's like I gain 10, lose 8, gain 8, lose 10, gain 12, lose 6. And then I've been going to channels I know I'm subscribed to, and it's showing me the red subscribe button. I'm like, man, like Ben Time Traveler. I've been subscribed to him ever since the Google Plus days. Yeah, Richie puts out some good stuff. But yeah, it's crazy, man. This I was gonna do a live stream and bust YouTube out on their own guidelines because the way it was set up one day, it looked like if you didn't say yes for kids, it would not be monetized. Which I'm not monetized anyhow, but I was just, thinking ahead or whatever, right? And if you put no, not for kids, how am I trying to say? Yeah, if you put no, not for kids, it wouldn't be monetized. So it made it look like you need to say yes for kids. But if you say yes for kids, it looks like you're targeting kids. Well, that got me to thinking, well, maybe YouTube's saying you got to say yes for kids so they can sit there and put commercial toward kids, right? Well, I was going to do a live on it. I found that out that afternoon. The next day, I was going to do a live on it, and everything changed. Everything. So, I don't know. You're always reloading that thing, Joseph. I used to like to, but I quit so I could sit there and try to find a decent job. And they always give you a test. But yeah, Dabu 7 put out something about a propane shortage. And they're blaming it on the farmers because they use propane to dry their grains and stuff. Well, guess what? Nobody grew anything this year, so what grains are they drying out? And then on top of that, in propane a result, or natural gas? Well, hang on. Natural gas is a result of refining crude oil, right? So I imagine propane is too, because basically they just steal it. Hey, Ann Pearson. Yeah, Joseph stays medicated. He must have his own garden. But yeah, it's just crazy, y'all. I don't know how we'd have a propane shortage. I mean, we're still in fall. We haven't made it to winter. Yeah, it has been a little colder than normal. But did they not know winter was coming? How do you have a shortage? This is part of it, y'all. Y'all watch. Propane shortage, power grid failure. Everybody's gonna run to FEMA. Please let me come in and stay warm. That's why I get up in the morning. I go outside. I stay outside all day, man. I try to stay acclimated to this stuff. Oh, we haven't had a natural season since I would say 1980. And then we had polar vortexes back in the 70s, man. But they didn't call it that then. I remember one time when I was a kid, this is in like 74, 5. We had an ice storm, didn't have power for 2 weeks. It didn't get out of the teens for 2 weeks. Yeah, back in the 70s. I don't know, they're stockpiling some propane somewhere. Probably these rich folks' bunkers and all that stuff. Well, that's like last week, and it was 16 degrees at night. Didn't get above freezing during the day for like 3 days. Then it finally got up to like 38 with a wind chill of 30. And today they called it unseasonably warm because it got up to like 70 something today, but it still didn't feel like it. It's crazy. Yeah. Well, yeah, this like they're extending the wintertime. It's coming sooner and staying longer. And it's like we go from summer to winter and from winter to summer. Because last spring, we didn't have a spring. It went from freezing to dadgum, I think 88 degrees. And it didn't ever drop after that. And what I don't get, let's see, this year we're, I think, 10 inches above normal for rainfall, but yet we're in the middle of a drought. And the year before that, we were over, I think, 14 inches above, and it was still drought. Super Dave, how you doing, Super Dave? I was just talking about the crazy. We don't have spring or falls anymore. We go straight from winter to summer and summer to winter. Well, around here we do. And they love to sit there and whatever you want to call it, they do to our skies. They get busy. Man, I wish at 10:30 at night, man, I have like 7 planes that come over and they're just, I mean, you can hear them just, but I mean, throughout, and they're low, but they're heading east to west. And it's weird. They get loud as crap. It's like they turn the volume off. They're still over top of me, but it turns off. Well, that's good, Super Dave. It's going to be impossible to get me there. Look, this is what happened last night in the chat. You asked how many I needed. I said 35. Well, at one point, I only needed 31. And when you asked me again and I went and checked, I needed 34. So somehow or another, I lost 4 subscribers after gaining over 4. It don't make sense because I was seeing pop-ups come up saying somebody subscribed. So, and then when I go to look, I'm only 1 above where, I mean, I don't know. And then I've been finding, and like I went to Ben Time Traveler's channel, it had the red subscribe thing there, and I know I've been subscribed to them. No, I need like 34. I've been stuck there all day. I'm about half tempted just to say, forget this stuff because I ain't no telling what's going to happen after December the 10th. Now I only need like 36, I think. Let me see here. Oh no, I need 35 now. Isn't that a shame? I lost one. That's what I'm saying. I'm stuck in this one spot where I've been all the way up to 970 and then all the way back down to 960 and then halfway up and halfway down. I mean, just it's been doing this for like 2 weeks. I was actually getting more subscribers when I couldn't stream. But I'm glad you got Norgus up there. That's crazy. What is crazy is I've gained 800 and something people in like the last 6 months. Yeah. Well, Noah, they stopped doing records like Richie was saying, man. I don't know. How could you find some updated minimum? Who was that was showing the ocean levels? That was Richie. They haven't changed much since the 60s. Let me tell you, around here, that's why I need to delete some stuff off my tablet. I'm going to go out here in these woods and show y'all. I mean, I could see one muscadine vine maybe dying out, But there's over 20 different muscadine vines that are just dying and falling out of the trees, man. And that doesn't have muscadines, and Super Dave should know muscadines last for generations, man. They get up in those trees, and for generations, you can get muscadines. But these things, all this year, just this year, and the tops of the trees are rotting off and falling on top of that's pulling some of them down, but some of them are in trees that aren't dead yet. It's crazy, man. All the native wild edibles around here are gone. I know I talked about this the other day. I haven't seen a mockingbird in like 3 years. I haven't seen a cardinal in like 2 years. I haven't seen a robin in probably 3 years either. You know what, Super Dad? I can't even pronounce that. You should call them bulluses. Bulluses? ah, it don't matter. People are people. They can be Freemasons. It's crazy. I don't. I don't hold nothing against nobody unless they mess with me. I dealt with a Freemason once. That joke can cause some problems for you, buddy. Let me tell you. That's what I was thinking, Joseph Buck. Shoot, Ann, I got 5 acres, and I'm out in the middle of don't know. I don't know how many square miles of nothing but woods. There's some farmland and stuff. I'm not gonna say it's pure out woods, but I've got a creek, a major creek that's only a quarter mile from me, and then there's like 5 other creeks that run into each other, and then they turn into a river that goes up. Pinson Mounds is an Indian site, and as the crow flies, it's not 10 miles from me. But all this ties into that one river that goes by the Pinson Mountain. I found 15 arrowheads and one spearhead here. But the only thing we have left around here are coyotes, buzzards, and crows. I've seen 2 deer. I hadn't seen any deer in a while, but we got that chronic wasting disease, and man, they're so strict around there now. If you kill a deer, they've got certain spots here and there where they got freezers, and you got to take the deer head and put it in that freezer so they can test it. All right, Paige. Yeah, I had a bunch of. All right, this is how I know the muscadines are having problems. The first year, which I've been here 7 years, I picked, I don't know, over 3 gallons of muscadines. Just pick, and there's a lot more left, right? The next year, I only got 2 gallons. And, well, I'll take that back. 2 years ago, I only got 2 gallons. Last year, I couldn't find but a gallon's worth. And this year, I don't know, maybe 20. 20. I mean, what that ain't even a half a pint. It's crazy. Oh, when I went to my dad's, I saw a bald eagle, man. I sat there and had to get my little dog. I'm like, look, your dinner. I said something for lunch up there. But it was a bald eagle. I saw the white head. And he's way south. He's probably 20 miles north of Mississippi in Tennessee. Oh, it's crazy, man. I'm telling you, these trees, the top parts are dying. And there's a cherry tree. I like burning some cherry wood. It was dead, right? The base of it was probably 10 inches across, and it was dried. It was split. It was so dry, right? It looked like it'd been dead. I guess it didn't make it this over the winter. It didn't grow. It didn't live this summer, right? I cut that sucker down. I only got 10 foot up from the base, and the daggum outer part of the wood. Well, let me see. It started out, it was like spongy foamy to the bark, right? And then I went another 12 inches cut, and that foamy stuff got it got to the point, it was just rotted at the top. It don't make sense. It's like, I don't know, all the moisture got trapped in the top of the tree and it rotted the top, and the base was dry. I mean, hard, dried out wood. Man, I got turkey around here. I ain't seen it in a while, but there is turkey. And I think some of these bugs have been purposely placed out everywhere to destroy our trees, man. What's going on, Jim G? But yeah, I think they've come out to I mean, I've got mosquitoes that look like they belong in the Amazon rainforest or something, which that don't exist anymore either, does it? It's crazy, y'all. But yeah, like I said, I've been in this one location for 7 years watching nature disappear. Look, I put out some old beans one day, right? Set them outside. 3 days later, they were still there untouched. Nothing wild came up and ate them. Nothing. Yeah. Well, around here, it's weird. You can have little trees, like two of the same kind of trees will be side by side and one will die. And I don't know, it's just weird. And the way I've been doing it, I can go out in these woods and I like picking up the old limbs that have fallen out and use that for firewood, right? Well, these limbs that are falling out look like they've already been laying on the ground for a year. I mean, they're rotted. And man, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost, I don't know. Well, I'll do some on that later. But it's it's like, I don't know. It's like the color of Super Dave's name, and there's some sort of fungus growing on the side of trees that is blue, almost into the purple range, but it's blue, like velvet blue. I've never seen that in my life. And then I've seen purple and I've seen yellow, that color. Man, I'll tell you what, this guy dropped off some black maple over here one time because, the tree died in somebody's yard and he was going to throw the wood away. I was like, "I'll drop it over here. I'll burn it." Man, I went to split that wood and there's these wasps in there that had these real long tails on them. I forgot what kind of wasp they were called, but they almost look like mayflies, but they were a wasp, and they had this tail that came out of them. It was weird. But that daggone black walnut was loaded with those things. Oh, we got Japanese beetles been down here in Tennessee for a long time. That's what tears up the cotton crops. I think that's what it is. No, that's boll weevils, ain't? No, yeah, that's boll weevils. My bad. I just gave y'all some disinformation. Man, I don't know. what a European hornet looks like. But have you ever seen a sand hornet? Those things are bigger around than my thumb. They look like a giant yellow jacket, man. And I've got these bald face hornets. Got paper hornets. Those sand hornets, they're about the size of a hummingbird. I'm serious. And that's something else. This year, I hardly had any hummingbirds. It was crazy. I don't know where all the hummingbirds went. Like I said, I haven't had a songbird around here. I got a bunch of daggum tree frogs in the summertime. And I don't get that. I did not see a dragonfly this year, and I usually every year at a certain time in the summer there'll be dragonflies everywhere, but not this year. It's strange, very strange. I have in this location where I'm at, and when I lived in Oakland, which is like 75 miles from here, I have caught 3 Australian funnel spiders. Oh man, we got some fire ants out the butt too, Super Dave. I'm talking about bad. I'm talking about bad, man. You can't get rid of, and I think they're messing up the trees too. I'm serious. It's crazy. I, Everybody around here has come to believe that we live on a fire ant nest. The whole area is just one big fire ant nest. Seriously, it is crazy. Man, what happened to my music? I just can't get anything to work. Well, hello, love for angels. What? Hang on. Hang on, I gotta get this chat. Oh, shoot, Dave. You know what you got? You got those crazy ants. They got these ants now that they go after circuit boards. I'm serious. I think they're genetically modified because they strictly go after electrical circuits, anything that's got anything to do with electricity. And they call them crazy ants. And if you watch them, they don't do just, you know, how regular ants will make a trail or whatever. These things, when they just go everywhere. They don't have any set pattern. Those are called crazy ants, man. Yeah. And they got something else that come through too. A couple years ago, you ever heard of fireworms? It's these little bitty worms, and they'll go through and eat up your all the grass out of your yard and stuff. And they were marching north, and I saw it on TV, and I don't know. It was like a year later. My dad was telling me, man, we had some crazy worms that come through. And I was like, oh, really? You're supposed to report those things. They're trying to track the migration. Yeah. Those big black ants, Jim, or carpenter ants, they wood up. They love styrofoam. I've seen them. I used to do commercial roofing. We'd have foam roofs that the carpenter ants would get up there and just eat them up. And I got an old styrofoam cooler sitting out, and I hadn't moved it in a while. And I went to move the other day, and they done got inside there and brought dirt in and stuff. But anyhow, they made that whole cooler an ant nest, and it still looked like a cooler. I'm not talking about they filled the inside. They were living inside the styrofoam wall of it. It's crazy. But yeah, Super Dave, you got those crazy ants. If they're getting in the electric boxes and stuff, those are crazy ants. You talking about those yellow jackets in the ground? Excuse me. Those things, I hate them. But I didn't see any of those. Well, I didn't run across their nest. I usually run across the nest. Yeah, that Super Dave. I'll let those live. You know why? Their main food source is bumblebees, and they'll go down to the bumblebee den and kill the bumblebees. So I'll leave those alone. But yeah, they are a wasp. They look like an ant, a hairy orange and black striped ant. Yeah, that's what I got, Joseph Buck. Those daggum fire ants. And I don't understand. Look, I was talking to a neighbor one time. I was in flip flops, and I didn't realize I was standing on a little bitty nest, right? All of a sudden, my ankle lit up. There's like 100 of them on me. It's like they all got on my ankle, and somebody yelled, "Bite!" And they all bit at the same time. It was weird. Oh, yeah. My little dog, when she was a puppy, she got bit by some, and she went and attacked the nest. And it was funny. I couldn't get her to stop, but she was attacking a fire ant nest like a dummy. Yeah, we got them bad too, Super Dave. I'm talking about bad. I went through old gravel road the other day, just through some farmland, and all you could see was mounds everywhere. Just just mounds. Those yuckers are something else. It's crazy, and you can't get rid of them. I haven't figured out a way. The only thing used to, I had some armadillos around here, and those armadillos act like anteaters, man. They'll dig up a fire ant nest. But if you try to get rid of the nest, they just move over. You know, they migrate somewhere else and build a nest. I had a pot that I had what I had some okra growing out of, a planting pot. And I went over there one day, and that gum, if they didn't use all that potting soil, and they had a nest. My dad tries that. He's still fighting them. Man, something's itching on my leg, y'all. Ooh, it's supposed to start raining tomorrow. I guess it finally stopped raining where you're at, didn't it, Super Dave? All right, Jim G. Have fun on that paint job. Ugh. Daggum, Joseph. You need to get some more potent stuff. Man, I don't know what's the matter with my leg. I must have got bit by something, y'all. Probably mosquito. I still got mosquitoes out this time of year. Even after it's cold, man, still got mosquitoes. Well, how'd that go, Dave? Oh man. I painted houses before, a long time ago. Those rollers are, it was some old houses with like the 10-foot ceilings in them. Man, using that roller, that will wear you out, especially if you haven't done it. I got it, man. The longest it took, I had to get in this closet that had shelves in it that were made into the closet, and I had to paint under the shelf and the shelf itself and everything. Man, that took forever. I mean, it was like a, I guess it was a hot, like a pantry. Man, but it's some old house down in Memphis. We got the hang on, African American life in the Philippines. Hello, how you doing? Thank you for coming by. Yeah, Joe. I don't know. Squirrels will do that sometimes. My dad one time went to this guy. This guy had a car for sale or something like that, right? And he pulled into the guy's driveway, and that guy was sitting out there cussing. My dad's like, "What's going on?" And he had a brand new Nissan. It was either an Altima or a Maxima. This is like, I don't know, 8 years ago or so. He goes, "There come squirrels ate up my grill. This is the second grill I've had to put in this car. For some reason, those squirrels liked that plastic grill in that Nissan, and they were eating it up." But I've never had a problem with squirrel. Everybody else I know does. Really? I've never had a problem with squirrels doing that. Everybody else I know does, but maybe I got a truce with them. I don't know. I mean, I've seen them underneath my cars and stuff, but they've never done anything. But I've heard people talk. My brother, one time, his car wouldn't start, and he had a new car, and they took the air cleaner box cover off, and the whole on top of the air cleaner was stuffed full of acorns, where squirrels got in there and stored all the acorns in his air cleaner box. It's crazy, man. I've never had a problem with them. That's crazy though. I've never had a squirrel do anything, and I better knock on some wood. Luckily, I got wood in here. That's crazy though. I can't really. The only problem I had a mouse getting my Jeep. I don't know where it made its nest. So I got to work one day and opened up my door, and this mouse was on the hinge, and he ran back up inside the, on the door hinge, and he ran back up inside the fender. I was like, look at there. Well, I think I had one getting my heater box too, because I turned on my fan one day and something got the clanging in there, but it never did sting. It might have been a dirt dauber nest. Now I think about it, because you'd think if it was a mouse, it would have stunk. But that's the only problem I have is like mice. I got squirrels out the butt around here. But yeah, y'all. Dadgum. I didn't know it was that late, y'all. I appreciate everybody coming in and hollering at me. Super Dave, Joseph Buck, African American Life in the Philippines, Jim G, if you haven't gone to bed yet. Who else is up in there? That's just the top of my head. Love for Angels. and Pearson. Got quite a few folks coming here. I appreciate it. My first stream, man. I don't know why the OBS, it kind of started acting like normal for some reason. But yeah, I'm going to call it a night here in a minute. Go in there and crash in the bed, man. Well, thank you, Super Dave, and you do the same. I know you will. Man, I was lurking in your live stream earlier. I just didn't say nothing. I apologize. But you got watch time from me. But yeah, I'll speak up next time. You've been having some early morning ones. I've been missing them. But remember, you're an hour ahead of me. But yeah, y'all. We'll holler at you, Joseph Buck, Super Dave, African American life in the Philippines. Y'all have a good night. I'm going to go ahead and call it, y'all. We'll see y'all next time. Thanks for coming by.